With full release being right around the corner for Horse Life, there's a lot of questions and a lot of things that you should probably know before the game does release. And in today's video, I will be covering all of that. I will be covering how you should start the game in order to have the best of the best in the game, and how to become one of the top players very quickly. I will also be discussing tips and tricks that you could probably use when full release does happen that will make progress go a lot faster in the game once you start the game. So if you are unsure on how to start and release and you don't have a full-on game plan for that, this is a video probably for you. But before we do get started, I want to say that making sure to like and subscribe would be very appreciated, as this helps get out to other players so then everyone has a fair chance at the start of release. With that said though, let's go ahead and just get right into it. So like I said in the intro, if you guys do not know, full release everything will be wiped, meaning all your money, all your horses, all your progress, so you'll be back to like 2 horses being able to be equipped, basically as if you were starting the game first, like if you were brand new to the game. So I decided to make a video on that so that you guys have the best way to start it and not make mistakes where you have issues where you're struggling to have space and you don't want to get rid of certain horses, which will still be a problem, but it's something that I kind of just want to go over to help people when full release does come out. So once full release does come out and everything is wiped, the first thing I would suggest is actually looking towards this competition thing, which is going to probably be here for a very long time. Obviously it's going to switch every now and then, so after 5 days there'll be a new horse and so on. But this is the first thing I would probably suggest looking at, because one, it gives you a good amount of gifts when you do enter it. As you can see, I'm not actually up there right now. So what I would do is use a starter horse or whatever you have, and then go find other horses to tame, and then when you have the percent, breed them, and basically just do the competition like it's supposed to. So then when it ends, you will have a bunch of gifts given to you, and that will kind of be a bonus to kind of boost you in the game and make you higher up in ranks a little bit faster. The next thing, which is probably obvious, is the journal. When you get into the game, the main focus should probably be on the journal, as this is where you'll be able to actually tame all of these animals or all of these horses. For example, if you do not have the pony thing completed, you cannot tame ponies. And when full release does happen, a lot of people will not be able to tame or complete some of these. So for instance, if there is a gargoyle out in the wild, which will be more of a chance when the game does first release, people that have it already completed are the only ones able to tame it. So I would probably focus a lot on the journals when you first get into the game, no matter what, because when you do, you'll be able to tame unicorns and gargoyles. And with that said, a lot of people probably will not be able to complete those firsthand, meaning that gargoyles and unicorns and all the other special species will be a lot more easier to catch and find, because everyone will not be able to tame them all at once, and it'll be kind of a little bit of a selection. Another tip would probably be looking at your horses. When you first join the game, you will have a horse, of course, and it'll probably be a lower level and not as appealing. I think Quest was also one of those horses, but I kept her because she looked cool. I can't remember exactly, but she was one of those. When you have a starter horse, I would suggest when you have horses to not get attached to any of them at first. Get a lot of horses sold and get a lot of horses bred and tamed, so then you have much of a variety in your horses, and you also won't have to worry a lot about the storage until you upgrade it. So don't get too attached to the horses at first. Go around basically, even if they look good, and just kind of sell horses, breed them, and then sell the babies. It will make a lot more of the money faster, and you won't be too attached, and you won't have to worry about storage. Another thing is getting a lot of money quickly. And when you get into the game, you're probably going to have 0 of these coins, if not like around 100. With horses being out in the wild and you tame those horses, which I suggest using a lot of the apples to tame the horses, and before you like buy any lassos, so then you have as much money as possible, and basically just go around and tame as many as you can see. It doesn't matter what they look like, and as soon as you do, you can sell them. Getting a lot of money early on into the game will help you a ton. You'll be able to get more storage, more horses being able to be equipped, and all of the sorts like that. So it definitely help you boost yourself in the game a lot quicker if you have a lot of money. So I just go around and sell a lot of the horses you find. Something else to consider if you're looking for good looking horses, or you're looking for unique species like unicorns, I would suggest going and finding places that a lot of people are not at. Of course, you want to go in places that unicorns unicorns are going to spawn, because some places unicorns don't spawn, but you want to try finding a place not a lot of people are going to be in. And tying on to that, you also want to find servers that are very tiny. For example, if you go into the Roblox place and you go down to the servers down here, you can actually go from ascending to descending. So if you hit ascending, you will be able to find the tiniest servers possible. These servers will probably have less horses, probably because there's less people in them, but you'll be able to find unicorns, gargoyles, and stuff like that a lot more easier because there won't be a lot of people in the same spots. I would also avoid buying a lot of stuff from the shop. For example, lassos. If you like taming with lassos, go ahead, but I would avoid using those until you have a good amount of money and just kind of using food tames. Of course, you're gonna have to do it for the stables and a horse equipped right here, as you can see, but I would try your best to not buy a lot from the shop and kind of just save up your money, because it's a lot easier to get things when you have more money, and saving it up would be better. Same with the accessories. I would probably wait for accessories and buying them unless you feel like having your horse look really cool at the very beginning, but that's something you should probably wait on doing if you're going to do it eventually. Another thing to look at is bonding with these NPCs. As you can see, they actually have a cooldown, which I don't know if this is going to be as long when the release happens, but right now there is a very long cooldown for bonding with the NPCs. Once you have a big enough bond with these NPCs, as you can see, then you'll be able to actually buy from them. These ones will probably be cheaper than the ones in the shop, as I don't have it unlocked yet, so I'm not 100% sure, but if they do have stuff that you can buy and sell to them, it will probably be a lot cheaper and easier to do. So I would do a lot of bonding with these NPCs as much as possible, so then you'll be able to shop with them and probably get better deals. For food and harvesting, I would stay around the lobby a lot if you're going to get food for taming horses, because the apples, as you can see, I have 121, and that's only from having like 5 minutes of doing this and basically just harvesting as much as possible with the apples. Now they are a little bit less with the health, so that means it's quicker to actually get the apples from these harvests than it would be if you were to go and hit these little bushes right here. As you can see, they have a longer duration of breaking. Of course, the more horses you have, then the faster it will go. So another thing is to upgrade as much as possible with these two, so then you can have as many horses selected as possible to make these harvesting a little bit easier. For the breeding, I would suggest going around the map and not staying around here. I mean, you can obviously use apples, but as you can see, pink princess apples and carrots and peppermints, they have better gestation times than the apples do, and you can find a lot of the legendary type of food around the map. You can find them down here, but it's not as common as you would around where the ponies spawn or the unicorns, so you would probably want to do that. And you would also want to find a lot of these chests because they do give money, so every time you break these chests, they will give you money. I don't know if in the future there will be different type of chests and how much they will give, but these are something to kind of look out for and harvest when you're harvesting, because they do give money, so it makes it a lot easier to get money as well. For the sales over here with the horses, you can buy from these. Honestly, I wouldn't suggest doing it firsthand because they are pretty expensive. When you do buy these horses, they do have better stats, I think, than the other horses that you have from the wild. That is what I've heard so far from that, so if you want to have good statted horses, then of course you should buy from here if you're looking for those. But I would suggest avoiding this at the very beginning until you have more money, because they do, as you can see, can cost a lot depending on the breed, depending on the horse, depending on the looks and everything like that. And if you're really wanting to be on this leaderboard, as you can see how there is a lot of people in the top of these, I would just focus a lot on the taming. Again, using apples would probably be the best bet, because every time you tame, even if you sell them, it still counts up here and you can get on the leaderboard a lot faster. Now with the breeding, I don't think it actually really it doesn't really matter if how many babies you breed, because as you can see, this person actually has less foals born than I do, and they are in front of me mainly because of how many horses they've tamed. So if you're trying to be on this little leaderboard, focus a lot on taming the horses. The breeding part with the foals don't really matter as much. I mean, you want to do it, but it doesn't have to be as much. That is kind of everything that I wanted to go over about the release and having a good head start in the game. I wanted to make this because I wanted people to have kind of an idea of how to have a good head start, because I was kind of thinking about it earlier when I was like, man, the release is on May 31st, like I need to have a good plan. And I started thinking of it and I was like, that would make a good video because people are gonna want to know how to have a good start in the game, and I just wanted to kind of go out and help people with that. Let me know if you guys have any other tips, because I obviously have not covered everything, because I'm sure there's probably other stuff. So if you have your own tips about people in the new release and you want to help people out, you can comment that down below. I will go ahead and like those ones as well, so people can see your tips as well if I've missed anything. Let me know what you guys think. I'm excited about the release, which will be on May 31st, by the way. I will probably be doing a live stream of that countdown if I'm not busy on that day, and I will be making videos, plenty of those, on the release. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Again, let me know what you guys think about release, what you guys are excited for, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.